Hi guys, Zaka here, and this is part 5 of reviewing Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the last draw. This is how it looks like. And today we're starting from page 41 till page 80. So without further ado, let's begin. And from page 41, we learn that Greg he hates going to school with his mom there because she has some cute bumper stickers. So it says, "My child is a graduate of a Tender Cuddles preschool." This is how it looks like, and Greg says that the boys, the bullies at his school, are really particular about those because you can see why. It's obvious. So Greg says he's tried to scratch them off, but whatever glue the producer them put on those things, they ain't coming off. They just stay there. It's meant to survive rain. What do you think? So we learned that Greg forgot his backpack in the car, so his mom had to bring it to him in class, and he says, of course, it had to be the first day she started going to the gym. Actually, it was. So he was embarrassed in front of his school crush, and he was embarrassed in front of the entire class. He's a simp. He has many crushes. He says the most popular girl at school, she's the only time she is in the same class as Greg is fourth period. So very unfortunate luck. Like, how did he even get through three other periods and then to the fourth one without noticing he didn't have a backpack? Like, do they give that little homework? How did you not realize for so long? That's like 2 hours or like 2.5. It's so long. He's just stupid. Okay, so after that, Greg says that I've been trying to come up with an angel to separate myself from the rest of the goobers. Like, who like Holly, and I think I finally figured it out. Humor. Like, this dude has no humor. What is he gonna do? So the other kids have some terrible humor, and the girl he has a crush on, Holly Hills, doesn't like that, but Greg thinks that she does like it. So, well, look at him, he's doing the stupid stuff, and he says, I've been using Riley as my comedy partner. Like, what comedy can this dude do? Besides some terrible jokes, so that's why. And I've actually trained him on a couple of pretty decent jokes. Decent. Let me just read the jokes for you. Riley, his friend, says, "What's you doing?" And Greg says, "Eating chocolate." And Riley says, "Where did you get it from?" Greg says, "A doggy dropped it." This is decent, he says. This is absolute stupidity. He's saying he's eating dog poop. He calls it humor and comedy. He has a puny brain, some weak humor, and is built like a stick. And pathetically weak. He can't even do a pull-up or walk up a hill. So he says the problem is Riley says he wants to do the doggy dropped it part, and Greg keeps telling him no. So on Friday, he says he learned his lesson from getting a car ride, and usually he walks downhill towards school. So when he came back, he said he didn't have enough energy to go uphill. So he said to Riley, his friend, to pick him up on his back and carry him up the hill. And he pressured Riley into doing it. He's the butt of jokes, and then he's carrying Greg up a hill. Who does this man think he is? The president or something? He's just stupid and not a very good friend. So we learned that he has a great idea. Make a chairlift or a ski lift from a hill. He can't even walk up a hill. How pathetic is he? He can't walk up a hill. This stupid generation. He can't. His younger brother is smarter than him. Like a million Gregs wouldn't be equal to one Manny. Because Manny is an evil genius mastermind. Built like an ant, and the teeth the size of his hands, and probably the size of his brain. Dude's built like an ant, has teeth the size of his brain, and yet he's still smarter than Greg, who's in almost in high school. So Greg has an idea that they should make the school should make a ski lift from the bottom of the hill to the top of the hill. Okay. You know how much these things cost. So he says, I've emailed the principal about 5 times with my suggestion, but I haven't heard anything back yet. The nerve of this kid. I don't even have this much confidence. And then he says to the principal of his school to build a ski lift up a hill, and which he can walk. This is just pathetic, and he's just stupidly weak. And he says as soon as he gets home, he lives on naps. As soon as he gets home, he takes all of his school clothes off and jumps right in bed and sleeps till dinner time. Come on, look at this. Just look at this. He's pathetic. And he says he's an expert of sleep now, but the only person who's better at sleeping than him is his older brother Roderick. And he says that Roderick can sleep through anything. And when Roderick had to get a new bed, he didn't have the mattress yet, so he slept in the middle of the bed frame. How do you even sleep like that? So his dad got tired of waking him up every time and his brother up to eat dinner, and they got banned from taking a nap. So they're stuck not sleeping anymore. Taking a nap is a good thing, but for a few hours it isn't a good thing. 5-6 hour naps? What do you mean? That's like a school day. Not like full school day, and he's saying it's a short nap. And also he has to do his homework because he's gonna fail in school if he doesn't do his homework. He says he tried to watch TV while doing his homework because he didn't have enough time. He does have enough time, he just needs to wake up earlier. Simple. And she just, you know what she did? Let me show you. It was working while he was watching TV. You know how unproductive that is? I would rather listen to some music while doing some homework than watch full on TV. How can you even focus? Well, you can't focus because he said he wasn't able to prepare for his 4-page biology exam. So, this is what he wrote on those 4 pages. Um, Page 1, Chimps, a 4-page paper by Greg Heffy. Like that was all he wrote on page 1. Um, he drew a picture of a chimpanzee, not very realistic one, but he's a stick man, and this world is made out of stick mans or donuts. How realistic can it be? So it says that this is a chimpanzee, or chimp for short. Chimps are the subject of the paper you're holding in your hands right now. This is all he wrote on page number 2. And on page number 3 he wrote, chimps are supposed to be smarter, but I'm not sure that's true. And he says, get out of my way, chimp. And the chimp says, don't call me chimp. And Greg says, but you are one. The chimp says, oh yeah. And like, why would you do this? It's a biology exam about chimps. You should have at least learned a few more things than this. And here then, that's all he wrote on page number 3. You know what he wrote on page number 4? He says, well, it looks like I'm out of paper, so I guess it's the end. Like, what do you mean you ran out of paper? You used so much paper from page 1, 2, 3, and he still had a full page left. And what do they mean by, well, I'm out of paper, guess it's the end? He's just stupid. Like, let me just show you what he did. This is what he did. And you call this a 4-page paper? The first page is just an introduction. That's all you did for page 1. You could have introduced it, you could have wrote so many facts about it, and then on the next page you could have talked about how they walk, how they like communicate. On the 3rd page you could have wrote like why they climb, things like that, and maybe closer to half of the page 4 you could have said it's the end. But look at how big he wrote at the end. God, he can write about this like so much about his thoughts, and look at what he wrote on his paper. 4 pages, and he wrote like maximum of 50 words, and that's it. I have nothing more to say other than he's stupid, he's weak, he's built like a stick, and he has a smarter brother than him, the size of an ant. At this point, I don't know how he can still get roasted, and yet he's being roasted. Sorry, it got a little weird there. So after that, we come to the next page, and he says, yesterday I actually got a 0 on a quiz in geography, but in my defense, it was really hard to study for the quiz while watching the football at the same time. Like, what does this man think he is? He can focus on everything at once? No, you're supposed to sit down and study, not just watch football and keep watching football when your books are right beside you. This is just stupid of him. It's getting roasted upon roasted upon roasted. At this point, she might be a very well burnt marshmallow, because he's dumb as crap. And he's saying, to be honest with you, I don't think teachers should be making us memorize all this stuff to begin with, because in the future everyone is going to have personal robots that tell you whatever you need to know. Like, first of all, how is this idiot gonna make some money? He says he doesn't want to work. At least find something you like to study, or maybe find something that is worth your time, not complain in every single thing like this diary. All this is complaints from Greg and nothing else. So he says, robot, what's the largest estuary in the world? The robot says, the Obi River in Russia. And Greg says, thank you very much. Look at this. This is what he thinks the future will be like. Now, first, and this man should tell me how he's gonna afford that robot, because he needs to make some money to get the robot like that, because that thing looks expensive, and also he needs electricity to power that robot. And how is he gonna pay for electricity? Magically, someone's gonna pay for it. That's what he thinks is gonna happen. So after that, he says, speaking of teachers, today Miss Craig was in a really bad mood. That's because the big dictionary that usually sits on her desk was missing. So what happened was the teacher's big dictionary, which she uses to teach the class new words, it was missing, and the teacher said everyone will get detention for as long as the book isn't returned. So they didn't go to for the lunch break the entire time, and the teacher made a student, a really strict student, like, as the class monitor for the break or lunch time. So no one moves, no one talks whenever she is in charge, because she is really strict. Like, quite a lot of class monitors are strict, but this is a whole new level. Not a single kid, not even the bullies would talk. And you know how hard it is to get bullies, the idiots of the class, to shut up. But she's got them under control, better than some teachers would. And the Greg says the next day, the really strict kid wasn't there. So one of the smartest kids in the class, Alex Aruda, took in charge. The teacher put him in charge, and everyone just destroyed the entire class. Like, look at this. They are just destroying everything. And as soon as the teacher left as well. So imagine the teacher goes out for 2 seconds, comes back in, and the class destroyed is all the sea. Like, just imagine that. You're teaching a class to leave for 2 seconds, you come back in, the class is destroyed, and well, some kids are beaten to a pulp. How do you even do that in 2 seconds? So after that, we learned that the bigger and stronger and sorry, they were too heavy for me. I'm so sorry. So the bullies of the class, they started picking on the smarter kids, because they thought the smarter kids were trying to kept it in their backpacks, so they wouldn't get punished because the teacher saw them putting it back. So the stronger and stupider kids just made a mess of the students' bags, and they kept doing it one by one until like a few students were left. So here's the funny part. Greg and some other kids went to the monitor and told him to help us find whoever took the book, and they had to pay him $5. And this kid doesn't care to go out at lunchtime because he just stays in class and reads. So when they checked his book, it was a dictionary. I didn't see it earlier. He just had it the entire time for almost a full week, and as you can see, the Greg and some other kids which paid the class monitor weren't very happy because they paid $5 for the great thing of get pranked. And well, another kid, the first kid the bullies picked on, well, he put the book back, but the teacher caught him, and well, she gave him detention for 3 weeks. Greg says at least the Alex Aruda would keep him company, and Greg says the next month, Greg says that his mother didn't pack any snacks for him because, well, she usually does pack him. So what he does was eat nothing. Okay, wait, I'm getting a little messed up. Deep breath. Okay, back to reading. So Greg only eats the snacks, not the fruits. They taste good, but he doesn't eat them because he thinks they taste bad. Like, when the world thinks apples taste bad? Him, because he was stupid. He's just wasting food at this point. So he eats those snacks instead of eating the apples and other fruits that his mother packs for him. And he says he needs the energy from those snacks to keep him going for the entire class day. And well, he falls asleep in class because he doesn't have enough energy or enough of a sugar rush to keep him going for the entire day. Like, you need a sugar rush to stay awake for more than 6 hours. Like, he should be a cat instead. Why didn't he become a cat? He could have he could have slept for 16 hours a day and had the rest of the time to do some other stuff like fun, like climb, or more sleep. He should have just become a cat. Well, he didn't, so he's considered a stupid because he needs energy like a sugar rush to keep him going for the entire day. How much sugar does he depend on? I am surprised that some kids like this idiot need a sugar rush to stay awake for more than 4 hours. Well, this is a pretty pretty bad image for Greg here, but he already has a bad enough image. He's getting roasted. That's what. So he says that dad, he told his dad that it was unfair that they were getting punished because because mom suspect they stole the snacks from the snack bin, but he says he didn't. So his dad made up a new punishment. Whoever is found eating the snacks will have no video games or no drum set to play for an entire week or a little longer. And he says that it's not fair because those punishments are only directed at Greg and Roderick. So he says on the topic of Roderick, whenever Roderick finds Greg in his room, he just goes on a rant about why he shouldn't be in his room. Because let me just show you what he did. These are some drumsticks and he put them in his nose. This dude's stupid upon stupid upon stupid. And he doesn't even respect his brother, even though he knows he's gonna get roasted and be called a floppy, whatever that means. So on the next day, he does the same thing again. He goes in his brother's room to get something, and Roderick comes back. Greg goes in there because he thinks that Roderick might have stolen the snacks. So he hears Roderick coming back downstairs in his room. So he hides in the drawer. And Roderick is on a call with his friend, and Greg says they take forever to talk. And they keep talking until the phone battery runs out. That's a new level of respect. How long can you talk to your best friend? So Greg says that his brother Roderick takes forever to talk to his friend, and they keep talking until the phone's battery runs out. Like, applause for Roderick. He can talk to his friend until the phone's battery runs out. What a gem. And Roderick has gotten his parents' expectation levels so low that even if he just puts his underwear from here to the laundry bin, his father would be happy. And he looks so happy that he looks like he's been happiest since his first son was born, or like the happiest moment of his life. It looks like that happiness. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you laughed, and see you next time. Allah Hafiz.